You know, I have to admit, I'm guilty. Sometimes I will pick up those tabloids that line the grocery store checkout lines, because they'll show the before and afters of the stars, and you just want to see, are they really that beautiful? And that's why you're going to love this segment. Joining me this afternoon is Tara Starling of Starling Beauty, and she has been I guess part of the making up of faces of some very prominent Hollywood persons, and so you know the answers, and you also have a business where you like to work with women. Tell us about Tara Beauty, and do the stars really look that good?
Well, you know, that's the question that everybody wants to know, but the real question that people should be asking is, who am I, and what do I look like, and where is my beauty located inside me? And how can I share that with the world? Because that's the question that's really going to make a difference in a person's lives.
Yes.
I mean, I've worked in Hollywood for about 15 years on film and television, and something really interesting happens almost every day. 6 o'clock or so when we get a start in the morning, the actor comes into my trailer and they sit down in my makeup chair and they say, okay, make me beautiful. Okay, now these are the people that are on those magazines.
They're supposedly already beautiful.
Exactly. They say, okay, make me beautiful. And my answer is always the same. I said, baby,
you are.
I said, baby, God made you beautiful. I can make you camera ready, but God's already done that work. And then when people who I meet in the outside world, outside of work, find out what I do, the same thing. Oh, can you make me beautiful? And the same answer, darling, God already made you beautiful.
So that led you to your company that says, look inside, huh?
Exactly. I thought, you know, all these years, all these people from all these walks of life, A-list celebrities to the mom that I meet in the grocery store, they're asking the same question. And it made me realize that there are very few people in this world that actually feel beautiful. And then I started looking at, well, why is that? Why is it that none of us feel
Because there's this
beautiful?
false bar that we try to attain.
Absolutely.
And no one really can attain it. You know?
No.
And then I think it's harming young people the most, but it hurts all of us.
Oh, it absolutely does. You know, almost everybody knows what Photoshop is because we all have it on our computers, and we know that you can make like your green eyes purple or, you know, your hair tie-dyed or whatever. Most people realize that the images in magazines are Photoshopped. But what most people don't realize is that the process to get to the Photoshop was epic. And just to
What happens if I'm coming in, I just came in, I am a star, and you're going to make me up? How long does that take? What is that process?
Well, it actually starts weeks in advance when you have board executives picking out the exact colors and the products and coming up with the artistic design. On the day of the shoot, I know people have no idea what into this. On the day of the shoot, the model, the actor will come in early in the morning, come into hair and makeup, spend anywhere between 2 and 4 hours. 2 and 4 hours
waiting to be
getting their hair and makeup done, anywhere between 4 and 6 people working on them. They finally get to the set, and all this time at the set you've had anywhere between 12 and 20 electricians, lighting designers, photographers, futzing with the lights, putting thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment into the perfect place so that the light hits that model's face in just the right way. So we finally get to the set, redo a couple of the lights, redo a little bit of the hair and the makeup. So, you know, 7 hours later, we're ready to take a picture. The photographer takes anywhere between a couple hundred to 10,000 images. All of those images go back to the boardroom where these people in suits sit for sometimes weeks poring over to find the one image that then goes to Photoshop.
Oh my goodness.
And yet this is the picture that we pick up on that magazine rack out of the grocery store and say, I will never be that beautiful. Well, of course you won't look like that. Nobody does.
You don't have a barrage or a bevy of 15, 20 people out there. So what do you tell them to help people to, especially women, but men too, to love themselves? How can you convince us that Hollywood is not what it pretends to be?
Well, what you said just a moment ago, Dee, is key. Convincing people to love themselves. And that's the other side of what Starling Beauty is about. Because, you know, there's the outside lie, which says that we should look like this ideal, which is not, it doesn't occur naturally in nature. But then there's the inside lie that says we are our mistakes. We are the things that we've done wrong. We are our failures. We are all of these things. We carry it around like little masks that we put on our face, one after the other, until when we look at the mirror, we can't even see our true reflection, because what we're seeing is everything that we've done. And this is a very personal thing for me, because this was part of my own journey. I was the kid in school that was made fun of for being ugly.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the kids wouldn't even wait until they were behind my back. They would, I had acne and I wore my hair like this, and I was the tallest person in my class. And the kids were very vocal about sharing their opinions about all of that.
Oh my goodness.
So I grew up thinking that I was the ugly girl. And when I got a little bit older and learned how to do makeup, people began responding to me a little differently. And so my story became, I'm the ugly girl who's tricking everyone into thinking that I'm glamorous. And I thought of myself,
my goodness.
I know, but you know, we
can
carry around these stories inside us.
And I guess I have a story too. I remember sitting in band in elementary school, looking at the girl who seemed to be the one that had the prettiest hair, the prettiest clothes, and the prettiest shoes, and just wondering, what would it feel like?
Yeah.
What would that feel like?
How would it be to be so perfect? Yeah, we all have a story, because we all live in this world that's full of opportunities for us to learn. And sometimes those opportunities are a little bit painful. But instead of seeing them as opportunities to learn, we see them as judgments on ourselves. And what that ends up doing is it motivates us to make choices for the wrong reasons, choices that don't reflect our true beauty.
Relationship choices.
Relationship choices,
if
business
I can get
choices.
this person to accept me, maybe I'm acceptable.
Absolutely. Or, it shows up in so many ways that are destructive and that costs us so much. And when it finally cost me my marriage and almost my business and almost my life, I really got to get honest and say, okay, where is the beauty inside me?
So that pain from childhood stayed with you that long?
Almost my whole life.
Oh my goodness.
Almost my whole life. And when I finally got honest, and I finally picked up the right mirror, when I picked up the mirror...
What mirror was that?
That's the mirror of the Creator. Now you can call that Creator God or the universe or Batman or whatever name works for you. But when you look in the true mirror and see yourself as you truly are, that's when you begin to see beauty. That's when you begin to act on that beauty. That's when you begin to live a beautiful life and create beautiful results in your life. And that's when you can go from being just an extra in your life, using a movie metaphor because I live in movies. That's when you can go from being an extra in your life to starring in your own life.
Oh my goodness. Awesome, awesome. A little bit about your business. Your father, who is our producer on the show, Robert Starling, tells us that you've worked with the high school musicals?
Yes.
Oh, how fun was that?
It was probably the most fun I've ever had in my entire career. It was a blast.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I hope that you'll come through. She's also born in this area, in Columbus itself.
Columbus, Georgia is my hometown, yes.
Awesome. You know, Columbus has so many cool ties. We're looking forward to seeing you when she's on the next time. We'll tell you about, she has a best-selling book. She's a best-selling author right now. So much more about Tara Starling. But we're going to go to a break and stay tuned for the rest of the show.